This is Session. This is a skateboarding game that is currently in Xbox Game Preview. That means it's in testing, and it's likely to change over time. So, yeah, this is actually kind of an interesting but very technical sort of skateboarding title. It's not quite what I'm used to in terms of like sim type skateboarding games, but it's actually quite well done. So this is supposed to be enhanced for Xbox One X because that's what we're playing on, but I'm not seeing any details currently available for it. Just keep in mind that this is something that is in game preview, so again, very likely to change. But yeah, it's got some neat technical aspects to it and some interesting gameplay mechanics. Again, I'm not really too fancy in regards to being able to do well at skateboarding in this, but I just kind of wanted to show off so you get an idea of what it's, kind of like. So you can grind everything like that, and you can just skateboard around, trying to show off some cool moves. But I mean, if you lightly touch something, you kind of like go flying. So we'll do a light kind of move in here just so you can kind of see what I mean. It's kind of like a funny ragdoll, but you get the point of what I mean, where it's like, you could easily tap anything and you just like go flying like a pylon or anything like that. But the game's really cool and super sort of realistic looking. Like I wasn't expecting it to look like it visually. It's super impressive. Like I don't know if other people are feeling that, but it's also weird how it kind of drops you and you don't really have a focus on what you're doing. But it's really neat. So there's other like things you can do. You can also go quickly just by tapping LB and go into like a sort of building mode. So it's like if I want to put, I don't know, this down, I can confirm and I can like rotate objects and do all kinds of things. There's like rails and you can put all this stuff down and just like a really quick sort of building tool, which is kind of neat. And again, you can do all these kind of moves, and you can recall objects, and you can put them in the ground all weird. It's fascinating. You get all these different objects. I don't know, I think for a skateboard game, that's kind of cool to see. Like, it's in the world, right? And then I can immediately start skating on it. Wow. But you get the point of what I'm saying, right? Just the fact that you can easily build stuff in it, I think that's pretty cool. And then there's also a really neat sort of cinematic type mode where you can set up like video clips, and then you can go and kind of view them. You can easily switch your side using the D-pad too, and you can grind, but I find grinding a little bit hard to do. There's a whole tutorial and some difficulties in regards to difficulty settings in regards to getting started in this one. But yeah, sometimes you get like little bit stuck like this, and we're gonna move out of the way. But this is just like the city area. There's other sections too, so I kind of find this really to be a interesting and expansive title. I think there's a ton of potential for this one, and I mean this again is one area. So we go start here, and we can actually go to like a lot of different sections. I want to show off the apartment though first. And you notice here you have options for like experimental stuff, early stages development. So you can see kind of like what you can edit there. Then we got the apartment, there's challenges, a skate guide. I do have the music off, and the music's kind of like this really soothing kind of bumping music. It's really lovely actually. And I just wanted to kind of mention I turned it off because I think there'd be some copyright issues. But yeah, there's like lots of cool customization here. Lots of different board types and stuff, and changing the grip types. And I mean, I'm not huge into skateboarding in real life. I'm purely awful at it, but I kind of enjoy some of the sim type games. So I'm really trying to give you like a wide range of like understanding what this is and what it provides. And we're gonna go to the creature park because it's pretty cool in my opinion, and it all loads like really quickly, which I think is kind of nice. Again, we got the audio off there, otherwise we'd be playing some like really neat music. I'm gonna try to grind on something. I just... there we go. But you can do all kinds of like tricks on the grinding wheels. Sorry, we're on the wrong side for me to be doing this well. And you can just like totally ragdoll out. But it's got like a lot of tricks to it and a lot of different styles. So we're gonna try to get somewhere where it's like, where I'm not breaking my legs. So we'll get to this part over here. I want to get to like a bit of an open area. There we go. So we can do some like neat things with the board. You know, we can do kind of moving the stick around and creating some like gnarly little blips and stuff like that. But you know, get like a bit of a sketchy jump there. But I'm kind of just trying to show off little bits of like playing around with the board, and just so you get like a full idea of what is present here, and changing these perspectives. So then we can go like this, and you can do like back and forth little tricks and moving the board around and hitting things, and that's kind of how you move around places. And I know I'm not really moving, but I'm just again trying to give like context in regards to some of the little movements and stuff you can make while not crashing a bazillion times into things would be ideal. But yeah, you can see there's like little different spaces you get to kind of visit. And again, I'm not sure quite what the focus of the game is yet. I mean, you just skateboard, right? And then you can film your little sessions and you can do that kind of thing. So I get, you know, what this would be, like who this would be for, and might find it really interesting. Just like the tight, I think maybe the tight camera angles kind of like makes it a little bit harder for me or something. Just in regards to like being able to play this well, because I'm just not good at it. That's totally fine. But I'm trying to just give you an idea of what it's like. We'll switch to another map here. We'll do the Les Coleman Park, just so you can again see like how fast it loads, and then getting into the areas. And again, like the visuals in this game are super impressive. Like I'm really actually kind of blown away by the look of what the game is. But I guess when you don't really have a lot of things going on in it, you know, you can do all kinds of weird things. Oh, wipeout. Such as like, you know, the detail and stuff like that. Because there's really not a whole lot going on, as odd as that sounds. You kind of look in the world here, there's not really like background AI or anything like that. So you don't have to compensate for anything. So you just kind of make these worlds and make the play. I would maybe like an option that's, I guess, a little bit more arcadey. You know what I mean? Just kind of like easier going for people that are not the most intense folks in this. But this is also a single player game, just so you know. So if you're expecting to play with like other people, you can't really do that in this. Flipping the wrong side. Ooh, oh, no, I thought I was doing some really tricky stuff here. But it's got neat controls to it. Again, it's all like stick based, so I kind of compared to like, I guess say the NHL games where you kind of control the stick, but a lot more complex than that. It is a lot more complex. Not only in terms of like what you're doing, but how you're moving within it, and how the cameras and stuff are changing. Like, I mean, I'm sure we'll get some like people that are super great at moving around, kind of conquering the course. And I'm very curious, you know, where they're gonna take things in regards to adding content to it, and what sort of new things we're gonna get. We should also change the map again, because I want to show off each of the areas. I think, yeah, this is kind of a neat one. This is the underground Parkade. And you can actually get some good speed going up too if you want to, moving around in some big areas. And you could really do good tricks, but I mean, if you hit something, you are gonna wipe way out, which I guess is kind of realistic. And I did mention at the start that this is something that is a bit more of a realistic game. Oh no, I want to like, you could like center your board, and there's all these cool kind of grinding techniques that I had to do in the tutorial thing in order to get going. But yeah, I'm just not pulling those off right now. But I hope you kind of like this look at it, so you get an idea of, you know, kind of what the game is aiming to provide, what sort of cool tricks you can do in it, how you can wipe out a lot in it, customizing your board a bit, having fun, just kind of boarding around. I mean, you could do your little videos, show off to people if that's your kind of thing. I do also like that it's so easy to kind of, you know, pick up your board and walk around, and you can also, again, use what you usually use to get speed. Just kind of like sprint around with your board, get to a new area. And it feels expansive, like you feel like you're in an actual area. Like when we were in the city at the start there, I felt like I was in an actual city section. And I feel like I'm actually in a parkade right now, right? And you just jump down on your board and get back on your feet and stuff, because, you know, you don't want to wipe out. I think we had one more area to show, and I think that was the pyramid ledges. I mean, it doesn't really matter because the game loads so fast. I think it's just kind of a different area of, like, this section. Ooh, ow. That was sketchy. But yeah, I wasn't too huge into the skateboarding thing. It was actually, I think I tried it because the kids were doing it at school one time, and I was like, yep, nope, not able to do this. But yeah, it's kind of neat. And I know that there's always like a big desire to have these kind of games available, because I know people really love to skate and stuff. So I hope this is kind of like a neat game and a neat showcase of what this game is. But yeah, this is Session. I look forward to, you know, maybe checking it out again after it's done its game preview or during, depending on people want to see more of it. Maybe I'll master some intense skills and be able to really be all, you know, skateboarding tricky and stuff like that in the big town. But yeah, I think it's interesting and impressive in terms of what it is, but I'd also like more of a focus in regards to, like, what I should be doing within the game. Maybe some more customization of, like, the character would be cool, or to pick different characters. I don't know if I'm just not really noticing that, but it's got some cool stuff to it. I like you got your own chill pad apartment too. That's kind of a nice touch. But yeah, cool areas, cool settings, and that is Session on Xbox One X. Looking good and looking tricky. Wow.